Felicitations, adventurers. Welcome to Roll for Felicity, where today we are playing Wander Home by Jade Dragon. This is the finale episode of our Wander Home limited series, at least season 1. We are planning to come back for season 2 sometime early next year. We'll have the dates on that, when we decide on it. Mila, thank you for the sub. I can thank you live on stream because you're here. um, if you are new here, my name is Taylor Felicity. I use she, her pronouns. And Melanie, also, thank you for the resub.
Train.
And Melanie first in chat, canonically first. But yes, my name is Taylor Felicia. You see her pronouns, and I am the producer for this stream. I'm often the GM for this game. We're playing at GMless, so I'm just a little bossy. And speaking of being bossy, are the candles gonna come up? Oh, they're not coming up. Okay, I might have to look at that. I may have just forgotten to turn it on, which is odd. Okay, the Northgale's working though. Oh, but the gifts aren't coming up. Okay, I'll have to look at my bot. While I'm doing that, I'll throw it over to my players to introduce themselves. And we'll start with Melanie.
Hello, my name is Melanie Andrews. My pronouns are she, her. I'm alive and my care is beautiful, gorgeous, and humble.
Very good. I almost said Melanie again. Mila, we'll throw it over to you to introduce yourself.
No, Melanie can go again.
And Melanie, can you introduce yourself?
My care is funky, fresh, and cool.
Yes, FFC, I get it, yep.
Why is this not happening?
Hello, I am Mila. I am here to play Enki the teacher. My pronouns are they, them. Enki's pronouns are they, them. And I am alive, and my care is wise, distant, and gentle.
Love it. And Zay.
No, I'd actually like to cede mine to Melanie as well.
Okay, Melanie.
Hello, my name is Melanie Andrews. I'm alive and my care is dope, hella fresh, and
Hello Fresh.
Hello Fresh and stamps.com.
Announcing a new sponsorship.
Yeah, Mel's care is up for sale.
Good.
God, someone take care of me.
Yeah, I'm Zay. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Rosemary Rumkin, whose pronouns are he, him, or she, her, depending on the moment. I did not have a lot of time to prep for this, but my care is I'm alive, maybe. And my care is silly, patient, and unexpected.
Ooh, I love that.
I like that too.
This game is so good and so beautiful and just so amazing, and I love every moment.
Wander Home is a game that the people think it's just like kind of like airy fairy whatever, like light. It's not. It is like, it is silly, but it is also sweet and earnest and profound in the way that like little life moments are, simple, but also huge. It's what makes up all of our lives, right? These little moments.
People are always like, oh, like Wander Home Miyazaki films, perfect. And it's like, they're both so heavy while also being beautiful and light. And the dichotomy of being alive. And that's what's so great about them. And this is a really good game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a very
I think we should play it together. Wouldn't you guys like that?
I think that would be
That's a
cool.
good idea.
I've been
That's
thinking
a
that we
really
should.
good idea.
Oh.
When are you guys free
now?
Yeah.
I was thinking now.
I don't
free
have
now.
any-
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let me look at. Yeah, I
on.
could do that now.
I
I could
think
do it
this
now.
is the last Thursday I'm free for a little while, so this might have to be kind of a, we might have to wrap some stuff up real quick.
Okay, I think we can.
I think
do
we
it.
could probably do
I think
that. We can
Yeah,
make
feel
it.
up for
we can
that.
try.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't get the gifts to work. Everything else on this
That's
bot is
fine.
working. It was working last night. Thank you all for vamping. Well, I could just try turning them on and off.
That
what
was
we were
not
doing?
vamping. It's just me being me.
Let me try one more time.
We thought we were being funny.
You
Yes,
were
this
that
is
not-
just how we
you
are.
were being funny. Okay, I'm gonna try one
Debatable.
last thing really quick. Oh, actually, this might be the thing I need to do.
Do we want a bunch of bells or?
This, yeah, there we go. The sounds are working. Oh, okay, hang on.
No, can't be.
I might just need to refresh the source, so let me try that.
Camping can be funny.
Camping can be funny if you do it right.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun and a lot of jokes while camping.
I got it to work.
It's pretty fun. Yes.
Oh my god,
I
a
just need to
bear!
refresh the
Ah,
browser
a
source.
mosquito bit my butt. So funny.
Okay, so now when you redeem, oops, I almost just closed out of that. I don't want to close out of that. Now when you redeem the candles, and the wind, it actually shows stuff on screen. So, okay.
Yeah.
So, I got so excited about that, I almost forgot all the other stuff I normally say at the beginning of the stream. So first of all, let me do the shout out to the players, to their various links that are in chat right now. You should check them out, the other places that they exist. The game that we were playing tonight is Wander Home, and also we are, using some playbooks that are not in the Wander Home base game. Namely, we are playing, Melanie is playing The Orchardist, which is by J.R. Goldberg, and I am playing The Rebel, which is by Riley Reffel. And you can get those in the links in chat. Is it assets, I believe? Yes. There are also some things that you can do while we're playing to help us with the game, and help the channel. The first thing that you can do is if you type the command !hey Taylor in chat, that'll make a stream marker for me to come back and make clips of those moments. I've really been working on getting, like, editing clips and posting short form content on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, so that's super helpful for me to know, like, what moments people think are good and would, like, do well on other platforms. So that's super helpful. Another thing, Melanie can't even hear what just happened, but there was a sound sting when Melanie types in chat for the first time.
Love that. I love that song just plays now. It's the best.
I liked the Minion gif. I thought that was really good.
It's the Nicki Minaj song plays, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because I always like redeem that when I get into Taylor's chat because it feels like kicking the door into a place.
So now it just happens.
Beautiful.
The other things that you can do to help the stream are you can tip. If you tip $2 or 200 bits, you can give one player a bonus. For 500 bits, you can give all players a bonus. Or for 1,000 bits, we will add a complication to the game. We did come up with some of those ahead of time. So some really big things actually can happen if you tip that. And then finally, the last thing you can do to help the stream, congratulations, you're already doing it. Whether you're watching us live on stream right now or you're watching this VOD later on YouTube, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and we hope you enjoy what you're about to see. And with that, we will start our story of our finale episode of Shall We? Our Wander Home actual play. And actually, I'll do the same thing I did last time, which is, does anybody want to start us off setting the scenes a little bit for us of some things that have happened and what's going on? Go for it, Mila.
Yes. So we are outside. There's a storm. It is. Now there's a nice warm kitchen so close to us, but we're not in there because some of us have gotten swept up into the sky and are currently busy. And some of us are birds and we are on the ground and we're freaking out and we're going, ah, ah, and kind of trying to fly. Not sure if we should fly, but maybe we should. I don't know. We're just there, kind of hopping and squawking as Giuseppe and Enki are left on the ground while Rosemary and not Rosemary.
Yeah,
Maisie.
Rosemary and Maisie.
Maisie, thank you. Maisie.
For the ease.
We are in the sky. So we're freaking out. Enki's hopping around screeching. And as the camera pans through and past them, it focuses on two emo children.
And that's what the whole finale episode. That's right.
We don't
There's
care
stuff
about
going
the
on
editing.
with gods
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's fine.
Does not
But
matter.
These teens,
Oops,
These teens.
all
they have a
emos.
dream.
They have a dream. Oops, all emos. We have a Highland cow, a little emo Highland cow, and an emo emu sitting together and planning their concert. So yes, there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, there's
Some more
also
important than others.
there's also a wagon that's rocking around a little more than you would expect just from the storm.
It's a wagon
Yeah.
that looks like a Sims bed. And
And we did
I can't remember which
establish.
iteration of The Sims where it's like you see an arm hanging out, one butt cheek out the window.
One butt
Ooh.
cheek out of the window getting pelted by hail.
They like it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Did we establish how big the hail is, by the way?
I don't think we did, but do you want to now?
I would like to discuss it because I'm worried about Enki's health
Oh.
and safety.
Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know, like baseball sized hail.
Shit.
No.
I'm a bird. I'm dead.
You're gonna be concussed at least.
At least.
Well, yeah, Mila. Oh, go ahead, Zay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like it is like a decent size, enough to hurt. I think if it hits.
Golf ball?
I mean, that's still pretty big.
It's still pretty big.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, that's denting cars large. I think they're chunky pellets. I think they might be smaller than a golf ball, but not too much smaller than a golf ball.
Half a golf
Is that an
ball?
okay size?
Yeah.
Half a golf
I
ball?
think
Yeah.
Even pretty
That's
small,
still pretty massive.
Yeah, and even pretty small hail hurts a lot. I
A
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golf ball is like.
That
Yeah.
hurts if you're gonna
Yeah.
hit that.
I think Enki's like freaking out, but I think like when you go into some churches, they have like the curved like entryway and the stone wall. I think I'm freaking out in the stone wall, so I'm not getting pelted.
Yeah,
I think you might be blown into me, but I think for the most part, like I'm not being like
Yeah, you're not dying. At the
Good.
very
Yeah.
end of the last session, I think you mentioned that Enki like ran and like got underneath something. So that
Thank goodness.
makes sense,
Thank
yeah.
goodness.
And
I know
hopefully
that right
will
now,
work
I
out.
think I left it with Giuseppe shielding Antonio with his body, and I'm picturing like the fleece is getting pelted, but also that we're hearing like, ding, 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 ding. Like,
yes.
Oh.
so he's protected. He's doing okay. He's like
He's the
face
only
down.
one who's
Well,
safe
I
enough
will-
to be out there.
I
Yeah.
will say you actually don't have your fleece because you gave it to Maisie.
No, I mean like the thing that he is wearing is his fleece, but he had like a
Oh, he had
warmer
a
thing
different
that
thing. Okay.
was the only other thing that he gave to.
Okay. Yeah. I think there also is a stable that like some of the other livestock kind of got squared away to. Is Giuseppe taking Antonio towards that stable?
Yeah, we definitely want to be undercover.
I think that is
Maybe-
where the emos are.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, kids. Just got to get in here. Antonio,
We're
you
not
can't be out in this
kids.
weather.
Yeah, we're like almost adults.
Okay, adults. Yeah, young adults, right?
Thank
so,
We're like
I mean,
so when are you gonna get some jobs? Just kidding, ya. Don't work as long as you can. Honestly, that's not what life's about.
I want to work. I want to be. Sorry, I just thinking about these characters makes me laugh. I don't want to be I don't want to work. I don't want to, work on a farm or do a 9 to 5. I want to play my music, a very specific instrument that I discussed and said last episode that I
Jug.
can't remember.
You said
The
a
jug.
jug.
I
Right,
want to
jug.
become a famous jug musician.
The
So
emu
I will
has,
never work a day in my life.
has poetry and,
And a jug.
jug.
The jug.
We're
Yeah.
In
making a
between
band.
breaths, saying parts of poems.
Oh wait, are you
My
blowing
heart
the jug? Or
is
you're,
a
I
cold.
thought you were playing it like a
No, I was thinking like it was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. When you play a jug.
Yeah. So we're doing it. My mind is a cold, dark room. My parents don't understand me.
The jug solos in this band are going to be insane.
Fire.
So out of breath with a
yeah, it's a jug and a
sick
guitar.
jug solo.
And spoken
Yeah.
word poetry is what the band is.
It's
Oh my god.
it's folk punk emo, okay?
Yeah, we're like making our own genre.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
we're doing
get it.
something new. Something that nobody's done before.
You would understand. All apples have been figured out. There's no
Oh, you're
new
talking to me.
apples.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were still talking to me. I've been taking care of Antonio. What was that?
just like an
Oh, you
adult
got a
to
nice.
not
That's
pay
a nice looking
attention.
jug there.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And you play that?
I do. I play
That's
it
really impressive.
and I do poetry.
Oh my gosh.
They're so good.
Why does
My
no one
goodness.
understand me? My lungs are so big and my heart is so small and empty.
Oh man, yeah. That's the. You know what? This is what people need. You know, like when you're talking about working a 9 to 5, no, people don't need that. You know, but people need to be inspired by young adults like yourselves. And then what do you play?
I play the guitar.
Oh, that's real cool. Do you have it with you right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's can I hear it a little bit?
I guess. And they're acting like so not interested in this, but they take out the guitar and they're like tuning it and giving it a couple strums to be like, yeah. Okay, I've been working on this one for like a while. And they start to play and it's passable.
That's better than I thought.
The emu isn't saying
It's
that.
guitar for sure.
No. I think at that moment one of the other adults walks by and is like, "Oh, that's better than I thought it was going to be." And then keeps walking.
That's not a very nice thing to say, and like turns back to the
Like
Highland
most
Cap.
adults are like that.
That was so heartfelt, and I could tell it was really coming from an honest place. Oh man, you're gonna get me choked. So you're forming a band then, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wait, when have you played? You've never played together before, have you?
I mean, like earlier.
Yeah.
Oh wow, some real
We've been practicing.
experimental stuff, right? Seems like.
Yeah, we're doing new things.
Yeah.
Like we're tired of the old stuff, the old world. We want to do new stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's super neat. You know, also taking old stuff and then reinventing it. I mean, that people do that kind of stuff all the time. But there's good nuggets in old stuff too. I guess don't knock it till you try it. But I'm excited to hear what you guys do. Oh my gosh, please tell me you're gonna play at the Candle Feast. I'm assuming we're gonna do Candle Feast here.
I mean, we were
Maybe.
thinking about it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
people don't respect us very much. You're the kind of like the first adult that's really been like into what we've been doing. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure if people heard ya, I think they'd really get into it. You just gotta get out there. It's hard to though. It can be scary. I'm sure neither of you get, scared about stuff like that, but it can be scary.
No. I think performing in front of a bunch of people, not doing anything other than watching you perform, is really cool and not scary at all. And the fact that they have to then form opinions about you and what you've been doing, so cool, not terrifying remotely.
Yeah, I was like born to be on the stage or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
You were.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got that look about you. Yeah, sure.
Oh.
You both of you are braver than me. To be, I mean, all my life I'm just traveling around meeting new people, and every time I go to knock on a door to talk to someone about, giving them a tree or planting something somewhere, I still get a little scared. I talk to people all the time. I still get a little scared. They're new. What are they going to think of me? But I think there's just a part of you that you got to fake it till you make it. You start believing your own stuff. Once I started acting confident, going up and knock on people's doors and talking to new people, I started buying my own shtick,
Yeah.
But you guys don't need my advice. Don't even worry.
No.
Hey, you want some? I lost my 2 jugs of cider, and pulls out like a new flask from his belt. If you guys want some cider to warm up,
it's not alcoholic. Don't tell us that.
I mean, I think he kind of like looks around and was like, "It has been in here a while, so I'd not say. Who's can say? Fermentation does what she does."
I'll have it wouldn't be like my first time. I'll have some.
Yeah, no, I drink things all the time.
All the time.
My parents fully talking about water. I'm talking about just normal drinks. Very specifically avoiding saying alcohol.
Yeah, Giuseppe gives both of you like long swigs, insinuating that it's possible it could be alcoholic. It absolutely is not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like 2 minutes later, when Giuseppe's back is turned, the teens are like, "Yeah, I feel kind of like I got like a buzz."
Oh yeah. Oh.
Like I feel like loose,
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling like so good right now. I think I have some ideas for some new songs.
Me too.
Yeah.
I've been like, what do you think of this? And they just strum like one chord.
That is such a good chord.
So I love it. Yeah, they like do it again. Yeah, so I was just like, maybe I'll put that in somewhere.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
What are these teenagers named? We've had so many.
I think we should have an.
They don't have names yet.
I don't know that Mila and I should name them. I feel like
I think you should name each other.
Oh, name each other. Name each other. Yeah.
Oh. I think that you have a name that your parents gave you and a name that you go by.
Yes.
So I think your name is like Steve Johnson, like something really boring. So Steve Johnson.
Hi, I'm a Highland County Steve Johnson.
Hi, I'm Steve Johnson.
That's weird for this setting.
Steven Johnson.
That could be your preferred name.
Okay, that's your preferred name, and I think you heard a human say it or something. Or are there even humans in this at all?
We can't. There's no humans here.
I don't think
I will not entertain a world in which.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's so fair.
You heard a bug
I think it's just. Yeah, you heard a bug say it. But I think your actual name is like. I feel it would be like Bluebell Cottonfield.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's
You're like,
not
no,
the name
I'm
you go by.
Steve.
I
No, I'm
thought,
Steve.
I'm Steve.
Mila, I thought you were gonna go like, what? It's his Dark Eternal or whatever, where it's like Ebony
Yeah.
Dark Star.
So
or
that
something.
is what I was originally going to go with, and then I said Steve as a normal name, and you all pointed rightfully out that that's not a normal name in this setting. So I was committed to this because yes, I was going to go for Ebony Dimension. Ebony, I'm not going to go through it.
I don't
I'm
even
not gonna
remember
figure it out on
exactly what it
stream.
is.
Ebony
but
Darkness Dementia Way or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Raven
'cause-
Way?
Yeah.
I think Raven is in there too.
Because of
Yeah.
Gerard
Yeah.
Way. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Zay, you now get to name the emo emu.
Yeah.
Given the naming convention that we've started, then
Yes. Excellent.
I think the name you prefer is Wilfred.
Yes.
I
Excellent.
can't wait to see this emo band of Steve and Wilfred.
And that has to be the band name, is Stephen Wilfred.
What's the emu's real name?
I think that it is like Wilfred is the emu's birth name, but the parents do not call the emo Wilfred. It's like Will or Willie, something like kind of
Willie
cutesy.
for short.
Yeah,
That's my
Willie.
little Willie.
Right.
That's my little Willie.
That's good.
And I think they're embarrassed enough about their last name that they won't even tell anyone.
No one knows.
I think I would have been like, it's just Wilfred. Just Wilfred.
That's good.
I don't have a last name.
What pronouns do we think for Steve Johnson and Wilfred?
Oh boy.
We're 30 minutes in.
Yeah. And we said before the game, we were like, the first thing we need to do is resolve the stuff with the gods.
Stuff with the gods, absolutely first.
More important.
Then we're like,
things have come
Mila,
up.
I was
take
expecting
reins,
us-
obviously.
I thought this was going to be like a quick cutaway, and then we didn't stop.
Obviously not.
Okay, this is GM's
I love
game.
it.
So if you do a quick cutaway, you are responsible.
No,
For-
totally. That's not fair.
Stopping it.
Yeah. I take the responsibility. I'm not blaming anyone. I need you to know. This just isn't going how I initially expected it to.
I love
We
it.
joked that this would be the whole thing.
It might be.
Yeah.
I have a
Hey,
emo
you joked. I
What?
predicted.
in mind
What
that could join
pronouns?
this crew.
What pronouns for Steve Johnson?
I think
before we
he,
get
they
started?
for Steve Johnson.
And what pronouns for Wilfred?
I think also he, they.
Just a couple of he theys out in the world.
In this they, them world.
Cool. Okay. I do think we should probably
No one
cut
understands
away.
him, them.
Yeah, no. They just don't. They just don't.
We
use all pronouns at once.
See these two. We see these two in the shed practicing some new songs, drunk on non-alcoholic cider,
Mhm.
and the camera like pans away.
Back
And I
to
think-
so Enki, I
In
think
medias
now
res.
is lying on the ground being like, what am I possibly to do? And also I think the emos can see this and they're just ignoring the freaking out crow or freaking out raven.
Okay, if that's what's happening, where you're freaking out and I've gotten into a neo established, I think Giuseppe sees you and just kind of is like, okay, as they scoop you up, he scoops you up into his arms and just like takes you inside and is like, okay, well, and is going to take you into the library. There's a nice armchair. There's soft lighting. You're surrounded by books, and he sits. I'm picturing you're just kind of like freaked out, not really disassociating kind of thing, and he like puts a little blanket on you, and gets a hot drink in your hands, and just like kind of sets you down. You're still not probably paying attention to him, but he's like, okay, so our friends are up in the sky.
We're never seeing them again.
Well, I guess we'll have to see how that goes.
How can we rescue them? I'm a joke of a bird. I can't even get in the air.
Oh, Enki.
Teaching doesn't help you get into the sky to fight a god, to save your friends. How do you even deal with that? What do we do, Giuseppe?
In Wanderhome, I believe birds actually can't like fly, right? I think maybe they can like get off the ground a little bit, but like, can they actually fly?
I don't know if
remember
it's
if that's right.
established at
I think
all.
it's established
Yeah.
one way or the other.
I think it's up to us.
I'm choosing that Enki can't really fly.
That's Enki. I mean, in this, I would be so worried about you if you could fly out in that hail. That wouldn't be safe for you. You probably wouldn't get very far.
But our friends.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it looked to be something out of the ordinary for sure.
I turn and look at you.
I mean, you saw, right? And then they both went up there, so something's holding on to them. And
that's true.
I think at this point we just kind of gotta hope that it keeps on holding on to them, and that'll bring them back. And then and he kind of just like takes a deep breath in, holds it, and then lets it out. In moments like this, you kind of gotta think about what you can do and what you're not able to do. And once you realize what you're not able to do, you can stop focusing on that, and you kind of do what you can. So we're here. We're in a library, a place that you wanted to go. Maybe we could, if you wanted help, we could maybe do some research, see if they have anything about stuff like that. I'm not really sure what happened, to be honest, but we could ask around, see if we can get any advice about things of this nature.
Enki slumps out of the chair onto the ground and then stands up and says,
the hot drink just goes everywhere. Oh my goodness.
I think right before, I think I take a sip, I put it on a side table, and then I slump down. And then I stand up and say, you're right. I got to dust myself off. And I'm like, I'm going to go. Books have never failed me before, and I expect they're not about to again.
You look in here. I'll go talk to some of the folks that live and work here, see if we can figure some of the stuff out. But, you know, the things that we can't control, we can do that. We can take care of ourselves and make sure that we're staying safe so that when they get back down here, if they aren't doing so well, we can take care of them. Okay. And that's what we can do.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. And I grab my drink. Break. And I grab my drink. And I'm a little confused about what that means. Okay. What is...
At a count of three. Okay. I don't know. What should we say? Our names? Or some inspiring saying?
Our names.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. Oh, our own names.
Oh, well, let's try it again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Giuseppe and Enki.
Yes, Giuseppe and Enki. That's what I said. I'm gonna go look at the books.
You know what?
Okay.
Well, we'll get it. We'll get it later.
Yes, because we didn't already get it. Okay. Goodbye.
I have I'll just butt in really quickly. The monastery, one of the things it can always do is ask, which I'm going to ask this to Enki. Are you willing to wait to get the answer you seek?
Oh.
Yes.
You get a token if you're there to wait. But I do not tell you the answer either way.
Helpful. No, I
This means
support this.
it might take Enki a little while to
Yeah.
find something helpful.
That you
No,
won't
I
be
think that's
told
good.
what the answer
Yeah.
is. You have to find it.
Yes, no, that would be absolutely wild if
You just open
Taylor
the
was
book.
just like in this GM-less game was just like, this is the answer.
I mean, I could. I have just as much right as anyone else.
Oh, yes, sorry. I mean, I meant it more in the
Yeah.
like, yeah. No.
No, but it would be weird pacing wise if I just said, and here's the answer. You open a book and you read the answer.
Are you willing to wait? Good news, you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, and I'm going to work on finding an answer in the books. I think what Enki is looking for specifically things to do with maybe like other small gods, maybe just like the gods of like the wind, and just kind of focusing on that, just in case anyone's curious about where I'd be in the Dewey Decimal System of Wanderhome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should maybe go back to the sky. Where we left off up there, it was pretty tense. Maisie had asked if there was anything that she could do to change Rosemary's mind about not wanting to use the sword to kill the God Queen, or even give the sword to the God of Wind and Luck to kill the God Queen. And so we were kind of at a stalemate up in the sky, with it being like things being like pretty tense. And what do we want to happen next?
So basically the last thing that we said, I think on stream, was the god was just like kind of losing it a little bit, right? Being like, I don't know what needs to happen, but something needs to happen because I can't be here.
Yeah, we had determined that the God Queen was doing something that she can always do, which is anchor something in the ground. If someone wants to move it even the slightest bit, they're going to need to spend a token. Which we had taken something to mean more of like someone in this circumstance. I'm looking at what, because I know there's some things I can always do that I haven't done. I think I'll turn. Ooh, one of the things I don't think I've done is I can ask, what is the system that is causing people to act the way they do here? And I don't think I'm going to like literally ask that. I think I'm more just like, where we left off, Maisie was like pretty frustrated because she was looking down at all the destruction that was being wrought by the storm and by this fight, and feeling like Rosemary could like solve this, and just won't. And it feels like the God of Wind and Luck isn't going to let us go, that we're just kind of also stuck here. And so is trying to figure out why everyone in this situation is acting the way that they're acting. And I don't know that she has an answer for it. But in thinking about it, we'll say to the God of Wind and Luck, I don't think there's anything that we can do for you while we're up in the clouds with you. I mean, we don't have all of our resources. We don't have all of our people that can help.
You hear over your left shoulder just kind of like an exhale as the wind brushes past your cheek. That's just like, I mean, Maisie, if you can't figure this out, I don't think any of your friends are going to be able to.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you're the smartest, quickest girl I've ever met. remember all the times we've had. You're quick. You're sharp.
I am smart and I am quick, but it's only smart to know that the more people that you have dedicated to something, the easier it is. I mean, I'm smart and quick, but I couldn't help everyone down at the monastery all by myself. We all worked together to do that.
I'm going to do something I can always do and repeat a calming phrase. Maisie's right. We're stronger together. We can help.
What would be a helpful thing is if I look and see what this god can do instead of just doing whatever I like.
I mean,
that's how the game works.
it is.
Yeah, I like that.
Doing whatever you like has been very good so far.
Jade Dragon can't stop me.
So antagonistic.
Okay, so a thing that this god can always do: have been somewhere the whole time, vanish if someone wants to find you again. They're going to need to spend a token, take someone's hand, and fly with them. You hear this kind of exhaling as they are thinking this through. It's kind of lazily swirling about in the space. You know what? There are some things I need to attend to. I'm feeling myself being called to fight more. So how about this? How about I put you guys back down until, I don't know, you use time. What is time? Kind of like they're silent for a little bit, as if like trying to figure out when to say, like, how about, I don't know, until sundown, to figure stuff out, and then I'll come to collect all your little friends. And if you haven't figured it out until then we'll just stay up here until we do figure it out. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to do that. Like I said, if we all work together, I'm sure we can figure out how to get the God Queen to release you and end the storm.
Good. Okay, well, here we go. And both of you are whipped out of this cloudy white space, hurtling back towards the earth at not a comfortable speed, I would say. And as you get closer to the ground, you all of a sudden pull up and you are set back on your feet. And you hear in your right ear, Maisie whispered, "You have till sundown." And they're gone.
And I think in the flashing lightning of the storm, we see the god of wind and luck drift back up, we see flashes of another kith in the storm, something bigger, and its shape is indistinct, but she's not happy.
Little mad emoji, like eyebrows that flash.
Lightning eyebrows.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's really good. I think we're kind of in. Did the God of Wind and Luck deposit us back in the like courtyard, or are we like just out in the storm?
I think right at like the entrance of the courtyard.
Okay.
So like not take. I guess I had been picturing it in front of the monastery like door, but I think it makes more sense to be further out. But like not like in the middle of the storm.
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna do. I think that's like the process of being brought down. I'm still gonna do one of the things whenever you go outside. And I'm going to mutter a curse and tell the table what damage the storm has caused. And I think as we were deposited like right by the door, like into the monastery, I can see out into like the fields and things. And I can see that this hailstorm has oh, does this make sense? I don't think this makes sense for the time of year that it would be. Maybe I was gonna say crops were like destroyed. This would be after harvest though. So maybe, and I don't want to do an orchard again because we just left a place where that was an orchard.
The whole
Maybe
world's
some-
an orchard, baby.
Maybe some late blooming flowers.
Yeah, I want it to be something where it's like a food related that's been. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's a silo.
Oh.
That there was like a silo or something like that was storing food for like the monastery and the community, that has been partially destroyed by like the hail and the winds. That it's not like completely destroyed, but the grain is spilling out of the side of it and that's exposed to the elements. And Maisie is just thinking like, we need to get this storm ended, or at least just into a regular storm, before it completely like ruins people's livelihoods.
I think once they get dropped down, where they like just drop down, like could we see them like kind of like wee?
Yeah, I think if we haven't really established like where the library. Well, you were in.
I saw you get blown away, and so I kind of want to like be looking at a book and kind of like see you out of the corner and be like, Maisie, and then like book it back down. And so I want to go and meet up with you guys. I plan to come back to the library, but I want to go and be like, what happened?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Giuseppe is talking to the tree frog, being like, so have you ever seen just like, have any of your people just like flown up into the sky? Is there anything that's happening like that? Or
No, that's a new one. Never seen that before.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. And then goes to like the next person to see if anyone has any
I
idea.
don't feel like I was much help, but okay. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, do you know what this is? What's going on with the storm? I'm assuming this has something to do with the storm.
I mean, there's all kinds of rumors about, the different gods in the area. There's, the god queen and all.
And she's doing this all for what?
Well, she's kind of an angry one. The god queen and all. Ripped a hole in the world and all.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. And she just does this every year then?
I wouldn't say every year, but it's hard to say what's a normal storm and what's a god queen storm.
Yeah.
She gets angry and lonely, missing her lost love and sort of, lets it out. She looks a lot worse when she does it.
Yeah, I've heard with great power comes great responsibility. And
yeah, I had an uncle who would tell me that too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Spider-Man. You're talking to Spider Frog.
Oh.
I forgot that I wasn't talking to Rosemary for a second. Yeah, Spider Frog. That makes a lot of sense. That makes so much sense.
A lot of overlap in the powers, I feel like, because a true frog can
sticking to
already
walls.
like stick to walls.
I didn't really get a whole lot of new powers. Just the webs. And even that, I kind of had to invent a little thing for it. So,
just a really nervous frog.
I had.
We're just going to walk out later at the end, and the frog's just going to be like, doing a little happy walk. Venom shows up.
Oh my god.
Yes.
this.
While that conversation is happening, I think Maisie is just kind of excitedly telling Enki like everything that happened is like, we need to get everyone together. We have to talk to the God Queen. I don't know. I was gonna say we should fight her, but somebody didn't like that idea.
I've fought a lot of dark forces in my life, and even if you win the battle, there's losses. And I'd prefer not to lose any of what we have here.
I think Maisie is thinking about the grain that's like coming out, like actively like leaving the silo right now, and again just is like cannot get on the same page as Rosemary. It's just so frustrated, but I think really respects Rosemary, so doesn't want to argue with her, but is just like, you know, it is like that thing when like you're at like, you know, Thanksgiving and like somebody says something that you're like, this isn't bad enough to be worth arguing with, but like I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that you said this. Is like that kind of vibe. So Maisie just kind of grits her teeth and is like, sorry Zay, it looks like you're gonna say something.
No, I think Rosemary can tell.
Yeah, I think you can.
And Rosemary sighs and she turns back towards Maisie and I was gonna say gets down on Maisie's level, but I think Maisie is taller, physically taller. So kind of Rosemary kind of straightens up. She's got her like stick that she uses to pull herself up to get more on Rosemary's level. You have a chance to build something better. You have a chance. Your generation has a chance to do something better than the rest of us could. We had to fight, physically fight. And we lost a lot for that. But we fought so you wouldn't have to. So you can find a better way. And I know that it's hard. War is easy. I mean, it's hell. It's impossible, but it's easy to fight. Anger's easy. It's far harder to do what you have to do and find a better way, build a better world. And I hate that we couldn't have been the ones to do that for you, but we did what we could. And we'll do what we could. I'm not gone yet. But I need your help.
Why do you think that I could do something that you weren't even able to do?
I may not agree with that god that we met on a whole lot, but they were right about one thing. You're smart, and you're quick, and you're clever. And you have a whole life ahead of you. And I'm not asking you to do it alone. That wouldn't be fair. We've got all of us here. Not just Enki and Guiseppe and myself. Everyone at the monastery, everyone in the caravan. We're all together.
So I guess we have to all go and talk to the God Queen?
It does sound like it, doesn't it? Well, hey, we've already talked to one god today, so what's one more?
Yeah, it didn't go that well.
Hmm.
Rosemary,
We're alive.
I know you don't want to use your sword, so I'm not going to ask you to do that, but how would you feel about capturing a god?
I think it would take someone pretty smart and pretty clever to do that.
Okay, I guess we'll try to do it by sundown, and I think it's like probably like late afternoon. we don't have that much time.
Oh, I assume we do not have a lot of time.
I
Yeah,
don't think so.
and it's like the days are
couple
getting
hours.
shorter as well for the time of year that it is.
So Enki, yeah. So no one knows anything about people flying up into the sky, but then the one guy was saying that maybe she's lonely. Oh my gosh, just kind of doubles over, like surprised seeing you both. Oh my, and just as he's trying to gather himself, just goes over to you both in the between you two and just like hugs you both. Oh my god, oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh, I was trying to keep it together, but I was so freaking worried about you two.
It's okay. We were with a friend, kind of, although kind of not a good friend. And I think I tell like Giuseppe like what happened, what the stakes are, and then at the end of it I say, and we have to figure it all out by the time the sun goes down. Otherwise, we're all going to live inside the storm in the sky, and I don't think that's gonna really go very well for very long.
I don't think I'd care for that too much. Yeah, God. Shoot. So you said you know this god, right? That's what you were saying?
When I was a kid.
Gods are... Okay. I mean, that's the thing about gods, though, is like if you gain their favor, like when you're younger, they're usually keeping tabs on you a little bit. They know kind of what's up with you. But gods are tricky. I mean, like even if they like you, they don't really understand, mortal beings. They kind of they're in their own stuff. So even if they think they like you, like they could, they're capable of hurting you. So I'm really, gosh, kid, I'm just so glad you got back down, Rosemary, and just like grabs you again, Rosemary, and like, oh my goodness. Enki and I were just, falling to pieces, but we got to work trying to figure something out, which I'm sorry to say, like I couldn't find out too much. I was talking to some of the folks who work here and they'd never seen someone fly away like that before. But they were
for me.
My gosh. But they were saying
you did good. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, so I'm so sorry. I talked over you, Mila. Would you repeat that?
No, please. I want Giuseppe to finish what Giuseppe was saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say they did mention he mentioned the God Queen who ripped a hole in the world. And it's like a thing that she does sometimes. And didn't really give me too many answers. It seems like maybe she gets lonely. I don't know. And then she has a little fit about it. So not the most responsible thing, but that's God's for you.
True. I think I came across her name perhaps in the library. Follow me. And I think I'm going to try to lead everyone back to the library.
Yeah.
Follow.
Well,
hello?
Oh. Hi.
What happened?
Hi.
Oh, I brought up 2 things of your Twitch and got rid of 1 Wander Home play space and was like, what can I do here? Oh, it's just more of us.
It's just myself again.
It's just myself again. Yes, because
that's my worst nightmare. It's another
me. Oh. Yeah, so I think I want to I think I'm going to bring everyone to one of the tables and I'm going to be like, okay, what can we learn from this? Which is something I can always do. I'm going to say, what can we learn from this? It's like, all right, so the God Queen is lonely and tore a hole in the world. The other god of good luck is and wins doesn't want to deal with the god queen and is unhappy about her. Okay, what can we do about that? How do we fix someone's loneliness and also stop someone from interacting with them at the same time?
Well, I do know a place where a lot of lonely people end up.
Oh. Is it the caravan?
Yeah. Well, one specific wagon.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Okay.
Yeah, we all just kind of like turn our heads out to the wagon that is
rocking rhythmically back and forth.
Yes.
Maybe we could
Okay.
move the wagon out of the monastery. We could lure the god queen to it, and then maybe that would be enough to, calm her down. Or maybe we could try to trap her while she's, I don't know, in corporeal form. I'm assuming she has to, get into corporeal form based on what I've seen in the wagon when I was kind of stuck in there from the storm.
You poor child.
Well, I'm 20.
You poor, poor child.
I don't care about who you are.
Well, I think we should, given that, Isabel and her friends out there are pretty big on consent. I think we should probably talk to them, huh?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to just spring it on them. Although, I would be shocked if Isabel doesn't want to fuck a god.
I think we
smash
cut to all of a sudden Isabel is in the library too, like in a robe, like oh my the god,
your
a
mission,
lonely god.
if you choose to accept it.
She kind of plays with like the line of her robe. I mean, it wouldn't be my first time. You know what? I'll do it. I offer myself as sacrifice.
I love that basically what we've done is just reinvented the idea of like sacrificing someone.
Oh, sorry. Sacrifice, I guess, isn't the right word for it. Tribute?
Yeah. Like, it's not like, oh, Isabel's gonna die from doing this, but it
sacrifices
is like...
are into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea that like we kind of get like a series of these things where it's like first Isabel and then it's like Henry, like we're talking to Henry one-on-one.
Yeah, how does Henry respond to it?
Yeah. Oh no, honey, this is a great opportunity.
Been looking for a third. They have the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh,
they found
eighth.
thirds.
No, they have all the other numbers. They just don't have who they would call a third.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we are hierarchical. It's hard to say that word in this accent.
We're polyamorous.
In this voice.
Hierarchical. Strict hierarchy.
So is it gonna be like up in the sky where like...
Yeah, where are we gonna do this?
Well, we were thinking of moving your wagon outside of the monastery and trying to get the god to come down and, join you.
I'll take the wagon out. I can do that.
Your wagon might break from...
We have to be in the storm because I feel like that would, This one's not made of cardboard. It's not meant to... This is the good one, so...
Oh, okay. So it's shocking that the previous ones worked at all if they were made out of cardboard. I mean, this is going to be your big break, meaning that your wagon's going to break big time. And so think of all the people
Well,
that'll
we've-
have to come help you fix
well,
it.
there's lots of help to come fix it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lots of big, strong workers.
Sorry, did I hear big, strong workers? And a head sticks out of the caravan. Or the wagon.
Hopefully, yes.
Oh, I like this plan. I missed the first half, but I think this is a good plan.
The first half's even better.
I just heard big, strong workers and, had to pop out.
Who is this?
Just a
I think this is one of the partners that we established in the first episode.
There was a Rottweiler, and who was the girlfriend of the
I don't
Rottweiler?
think
They
it
were like
was
7.
Yeah, I don't think it was established any more than just Mila said the girlfriend of the Rottweiler.
Yeah, and I'm the girlfriend of the Rottweiler.
Rottweiler, pangolin, cat, girlfriend.
All the types of animals.
All the types
All
of animals.
the nations, 4 nations live in harmony.
Can the girlfriend of the Rottweiler be a bunny? We don't have a bunny.
Absolutely. I was thinking like a Shih Tzu, so this works out perfect.
I love it.
I think they're a bunny named Coco.
Good.
You want that to be okay? Just so everyone knows, Mila does have a rabbit named Coco, right?
No, I have a rabbit named Kiko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the other
No.
one named?
Different.
Cadbury,
It is a very similar name. Yeah, and then Cadbury.
Cadbury. Oh,
They're
that's why I was
perfect.
thinking Coco. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
bad.
That'd
No
be
problem.
That'd be pretty fucked up.
So
I thought-
insert.
You know what? My
I just think my
deserves to
rabbit
get
fucks. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, it's
I don't know about your rabbits, but my rabbits.
I don't know, fuck. I can't get them to stop.
They are neutered and spayed, but they just push right past
You think that stops them?
It doesn't.
Can this have taken long enough that it is now sundown?
Oh,
while
wow.
we're having this conversation with them.
Yeah, I guess
We
this
don't
better, this better
No, this
work.
is our plan then. This is what's going. We don't
Because
have
I
anything
want
better. We've
in the
got-
middle of
this
this,
is
them
getting-
talking and getting like the okay from the caravan. What I want is for while everyone's talking, Maisie hears time's up, and you all are being pulled. Everyone,
Oh no!
including Isabel and the pangolin, are pulled up into the sky.
What about the wagon? The wagon.
Not the wagon. Not the wagon. The wagon stays.
Where are they going to have sex?
In
Sky
the
sex.
sky.
Mile High Club.
Mile high. We're like 3 months high.
Okay. Do we
I don't know
think
how big a
this
mile is.
plan is gonna work then, or
Neither do
no?
I think we don't have to play it all out entirely. We can be like hand wave. You tell the god what the idea is.
Oh. Okay, I see. So yeah. So if we tell the god what the plan is, does the god? How does the god react to that?
She's lonely. She wants to. So she's doing this because she wants me around. So she's picking a fight. Real mature. Real. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that. A god of wrath doesn't know how else to relate to and to interact with other. Interesting. Okay. Okay. And you feel kind of like a pleasant. It feels like someone pacing back and forth, like the way the wind is moving right now. Okay. So I like this idea. I like it a lot. Thing about gods, though, it's a little like we can't. If I wanted to have relations with a mortal being, I would never. I couldn't do it like I am now. It's like, I don't know if you've read some of the more lewd stories about deities, but coming down in other forms, like I don't know, like a swan or something. But it could. It's just crazy enough. Listen. Okay. I'm gonna put everyone down except for you. You hear kind of like a sing-songy voice go around Isabel at this time, except for you. And we'll see if we can, take care of this. One moment, and you.
Can I stay up too?
The pangolin. So the pangolin feels like it feels like pressure on his shoulders, just kind of like smoothing out of like, listen, buddy, next time you see her, I think you're gonna, if things go according to plan, you're gonna like what happens. Anticipation's part of it, so I'm told.
Oh, definitely.
So give me just a little bit of time. I think everyone is deposited back down on the ground except for Isabel. And as we are in the Abbey taking shelter, there is still hail, there is still wind happening. Let me put a little of the Northgale wind happening.
Oh, yeah.
We hear cracks of thunder. You hear a whirlwind of wind to meet that. And it seems, if you listen closely, it feels like a conversation. As it goes on, it kind of starts to die down a little bit. And as the gray clouds start to settle and the hail stops after a few minutes, and you look up in the sky, and what you see is Isabel starting to descend down, but not in the way that everyone else had, where it seemed like they were plummeting down. She is like ethereally like descending down from the heavens.
Like when the beast turns into the prince, is that the kind of vibe?
Oh, I didn't even think of it like that, but that is very funny. It seems more, there's a more regal, like a more controlled and regalness about it. She is not coming down because the god of wind and luck is bringing her down. And as she gently sets foot in front of you, her eyes flick up to you all, and there is a light behind them, a seemingly ethereal light behind them. And if the pangolin's there, she looks to him and it's just like, let's have some fun. In like a voice that you've never heard come out of Isabel.
Oh my
God. That is deep and roiling. And she grabs onto the pangolin by the ruff of whatever his tunic is, pulls him, slams open the door of the caravan, and it closes shut. And we see a weird light start to emanate out of the window.
Okay.
I think so, because basically the Northgale usually like lasts until Candle Feast. So here's what I think happens. I think basically for like several days, like indeterminate amount of time, because we haven't decided how long it's been since the beginning of grasping or whatever, but like basically it's almost like a religious like thing where people are like going out and tending to the people in this wagon for like several days. The storm is still going, but it's just like kind of a normal Northgale as opposed to like all this added stuff from these gods fighting. And it's
Angry,
basically
more passionate.
it's basically like the longest tantric sex session that's where like and people are like going out and like bringing water and like food and
Soup.
soup.
Just Enki. Oh.
But it's almost like it is almost like some people would be kind of doing this like, oh, this is weird, but there is like a reverence to it from especially from like some of the monks here, where it's like this is like a god, this is like almost like a religious kind of thing of people like very reverently like coming out and tending to the people who are like having this like god orgy basically. I kind of like the idea that it is like respected for once.
I think it's respected. I also, and anyone can veto this, but I'm thinking like that the God Queen likes to switch bodies too with whoever like will allow her.
Yeah, I
So
like
she
that a
is,
lot.
like, experiencing all of the carnal delights.
I love that. It is very like kind of like old school like religion where it's like, you know, there are like handmaidens to gods that like the job is sexual. I like that. I think that's really good.
You know, I
Yeah.
am taking a lot of inspiration from Ghostbusters for this, to be honest.
Curse.
You the key master.
Yeah,
I
okay.
like that. I do like that. You know,
Isabel does look like Sigourney Weaver.
I was gonna say, and Henry probably does look kind of like
yes, Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis.
100%.
Yeah.
100% my type. Hell yeah.
This is so good. So yeah, I think the storm continues, but the nature of it changes. And by Candle Feast, and that gives everyone time to like prepare for Candle Feast. And by the time Candle Feast comes around, the storm has kind of ebbed away, and it is like basically just a cuddle puddle in the seal wagon. I think by
I love
the
them
end
for
of
them.
this. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Consensual adult relationships with a god
Yeah.
who's lonely.
No,
good.
That's
for all
what's
of them.
really missing in ancient Greek myth: consent.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's ironically a good time for us to take our break. Where is
Yeah, I
it?
think definitely need a break and refuel after all that.
Yeah, we gotta get some soup.
Oh, I need so much soup.
You know what? This it's so funny to have like the button on thing, like a joke thing that I brought up from our home game, be the thing that snowballed to be the solution to our big problem is incredible.
I love that. I think that's what's great about GM-less games, to be honest, is I feel like
Yes.
this stuff happens a lot.
Okay.
And
I feel like it's not weird that she's there.
Sorry, Mila, what did you say?
Oh, sorry. I just like it doesn't feel weird that she's there, and I like this like overarching like there's like a person who like shows up. Yeah, so good.
I like it a lot.
When I told Teg that I had brought her into it, they were like, cool, she doesn't have to be in ours anymore. And I'm like, no, she's a planeswalker and she'll be in every game of Wanderhome I ever play.
Yeah.
Doesn't know you well enough, and that's wild given how long you two have been together, but
yeah, wild.
You don't know me at all.
Clearly.
We are going to go ahead and take our break. So we're going to be on for 15 minutes. We'll be back in after that to finish off the finale episode of our Wanderhome game. Shall we?
Finish off the rest.
Ooh.
Oh my god. And while we're on break, you can see more information about all of the players in this game that'll be rotating through. But this is also a good time to take a little break for yourself. So get a drink, get a snack, whatever you need to do.
Get some soup.
Eat some soup, make and eat some soup in 15 minutes. You can do that depending on the soup.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you all in just a little bit. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello, we are back with the second half of our finale episode of Shall We? This Wander Home actual play limited series. In the first half, we solved a fight between gods with an orgy, and some teenagers met an adult who understood them. That's pretty much the summary. We in our second half, I think, should we just say that it's the day of Candle Feast? Does that sound good to people? That like we've spent the time in between preparing.
Yeah, we see we the morning of Candle Feast, we look out the windows at the seal caravan, and we see everyone out in their various robes and kimonos. Isabel's or we, you know what, it's the Rottweiler is there, and looks more ethereal than the other ones, and they're all saying goodbye, and as they're saying their goodbyes, then all of a sudden, like, out of we see the Rottweiler kind of eyes roll back, and everyone just kind of looks around at each other and like, no, and heads back into the caravan.
Time for brunch.
You gotta brunch after orgy.
You gotta brunch.
You gotta take a brunch.
If you're not brunching after a polyamorous orgy, are you kidding me?
After a holy...
I like the idea of a monogamous orgy.
Yeah.
That is one thing that what you said implies the existence of, and I have questions.
I feel so confident that happens. I feel like they're like, we're going this orgy, but you're only allowed to touch me.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most toxic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know that person.
I don't want to think about it anymore. So it's the morning of Candle Feast. So on our play space, actually, I'm gonna move the maelstrom and the maelstrom kind of out of the way, because it's no longer a maelstrom now that the Northgale has ended. And then I'm gonna move, where is the thing that Candle Feast. I'll move Candle Feast stuff up here. So I'll just read aloud what Candle Feast is, and as we think about what we want to have happen today and for the rest of the stream. Candle Feast is a holiday as everyone says goodbye to silt and welcomes in the icy chill. Candle Feast is a time when people can honor their families, both blood and found, and give each other hope in a dark time. We need to choose 2 traditions that this place doesn't engage in. So Gander Abbey won't do 2 of these things. The rest all happen. So I'll read through our options. And 2 of these we will take out. The first one is candles in every window. All the locals at one long table, massive plates overflowing with food, ceremonies associated with each course, long stories about the ancient times, an offering of food for the house god, and copious amounts of wine. So 2 of these we'll have to get rid of, but all the rest this place celebrates.
I'm fine with it being a dry abbey.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being a dry abbey too. I was also going to say, like, while it makes sense that like a monastery might have ceremonies associated with each course, that's the one that feels the least relevant to me personally.
Yeah, I'm good with getting rid of both of those, to be honest.
Same.
Melanie?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm a little bit in being like in my headspace. I don't know if I can come up with some ceremonies.
Yeah.
And the mashed potatoes, we bow to them.
And the mashed potatoes.
And we present the butter this way.
Yes, and you, Melanie, need to come up with each of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
In detail.
The carrots, you kiss them, and then you put them back on the plate.
May the and then when
we did get rid of
when you
it.
pass the peas, you say peas be with you, and then the person receiving it says and also with you.
And
I love
also
the
with
idea
you
that
and
this is
And
a
they give
Catholic
some of you some of
monastery
them
in Wanderhome. We accidentally created Catholicism.
Oops.
Not clickbait. During the candle feast, everyone can always, so there's some additional moves that everyone can always do. Everyone can always get a token whenever you invite someone to sit with you. Spend a token to ask, is there anything else you need? Or help out in the kitchen. So help out in the kitchen, no tokens needed. Get a token whenever you invite someone to sit with you. Spend a token to ask, is there anything else you need of people? So it's the morning of Candle Feast. I'm imagining like a dinner situation. So like we have like a little time to prepare and also to have some other like scenes that we want to have happen before like the actual feast itself. What is everyone doing this morning as the winds finally die down?
I think that I am out, or I'm with a bunch of the children. And I think that I am talking to them. I think I'm kind of like on like a little stool and they're all kind of like around me. And I'm going to teach them, they're going to teach them household magic. And I'm going to be talking and I'm going to kind of like explain to them like Candle Feast. And then I think as that goes on, like there's games that we're playing. Like I think Cat's Cradle, I think has like a magical element to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're learning that as like a game and just fun and like creating these little like household spells as we go on and just do fun games.
Cat's Cradle, where they like grab it and then all of a sudden it's a candle and it's a flickering wick.
Yeah.
And then they grab it and then all of a sudden it's a turkey leg.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Love this. Yeah.
Definitely the two weasel children are two of the kids that you're teaching, and they're like going back and forth and getting like tangled up in the string, trying to hex each other.
Oh yeah, that feels correct.
I love that.
They can't. That is, I have not prepared them remotely to do that, and I've tried telling them that, and they don't care.
And one of them just keeps going, tying someone up is not a hex. It's not, you can't say you hexed me. You just tied my hands together. They're just like arguing.
That's just illegal imprisonment, kids.
I think the older one then tricks the younger one by being like pretending that they've been hexed, but being like, as they're holding onto the cat's cradle.
Look at them. They're seen that happen before.
They're just sticking their tongue out.
No, I've seen them stick their tongue out. They've never. Look at them. Their eyes are closing. Their eyes are closing.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to force feed them broccoli.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to undo this. So run to the kitchen.
Oh my gosh,
get
you
yourself
said the magic words. Woo!
Oh.
I was a goner there. You're it! And then like tags you and runs out of the room.
Good. What is everybody else doing? Also, the music that's playing right now is very sad. Let's get some more upbeat music. Let's do this one.
You see those candle bells ringling, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, kind of like Christmas music now.
I earlier had Candle Feast, oh Candle Feast.
I love that.
Oh Candle Feast. There's no other lyric. The whole lyric is just
that's all you need.
Literally a few minutes ago, my brain was like, Candle Feast, Candle Feast, Candle Feast. Just like Carol of the Bells. Just getting more intense
we're
about
gonna
Candle
release a Candle Feast album.
Candle Feast, Candle Feast.
I
think Giuseppe is helping with various things that are needed for the feast. I think he is helping maybe the sheep who works here. I have the idea that like the candles are made out of butter. So as they burn down, people have like butter to dip into, and like it's part of it all here. So like helping mold those and get those ready. There's so many that are going to be like all the way down this very long table. So he's just in the kitchen doing that kind of stuff.
I like that a lot. I think Maisie is working with some people outside to repair the silo. I think has gotten like a group of people together to try to negate as much damage as they can. I think this is probably the first day that they're able to do it because like the wind and the hail is like finally completely stopped. Even though it's slowed down before, it's like actually like fine enough to work outside. And so is out with some of the other people who are around, maybe the orangutan and the who else is here? The family of mice maybe are out here, and the tree frog are like the tree frogs like climbing up and like securing things. So that's what Maisie's doing. As soon as like pretty much as soon as the sun is up, she's out getting that fixed because she's like, I'm not gonna be able to think about having a feast and eating as much as I can if I'm worried about, food for everybody in the future. So she's just working on that.
I love that.
I think Rosemary's doing two things, and that is helping like look for areas of damage to the monastery, like patching up holes from hail and cleaning up any mess from the storm, which helps her avoid the kitchens where Elder Gooseberry might be.
I like that. I think, ooh, can I put something? Can I put Rosemary in a situation?
Always.
I think, um, first I'll ask what, because it seems like Rosemary's kind like uses he and she pronouns, but like kind of on certain days is more towards one or the other. Is there a way that Rosemary is leaning today?
Towards she, I think, at the moment.
So one of the places in the monastery that is the most damaged by the hail is this sort of interior, like almost courtyard. It's mostly like there is a roof to it, but the center of the roof is open, because this is the room where the pond is. And the pond is frozen over and is reflective, but also some of the kids sometimes come out here and like skate, so there are some like scratches. It's not like a purely tranquil thing, so you can see your reflection in it, but there are some like scratches in the surface. Now I'm going to do something the mirror can always do, which is ask, what is it about your reflection that unnerves you as you find yourself in this pond area repairing some of the damage? Unavoidable for Rosemary to catch a glance of herself in this reflective pond.
The thing that unnerves Rosemary about the person that she sees when she looks in the mirror, which she tried to avoid doing. She was trying to avoid looking at the pond, but like you said, it's unavoidable, and she just keeps getting a glance of it, and each glance is a little bit longer. And the thing that unsettles her is how much she sees of the person who was here before, the person she was the last time she looked in the mirror, which she did not expect.
You do get a token for answering the question. And I think one of these times that's more of a lingering moment as you are seeing yourself and thinking thinking that like I didn't think I was still so much like how I was when I was younger, and it's unnerving me to see this. Um you see in the reflection someone coming up behind you, and Elder Gooseberry puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "It always shows you something, this pond."
Whether we wanted to or not.
Yes. But it's good for the soul. Some honest reflection.
I suppose. I try to avoid it as much as possible, I think.
You still carry a weapon, Rosemary.
Hmm. I. It's. I think it's my burden.
How do you feel about that?
There's not one word for it. Angry? Sad? And I'd like to pretend that's all it is. But there's relief that nobody else has to. Relief that it's there if I need it. Felt good to have a purpose, you know? Felt good to be needed. To help. Even if it's terrible things. You tell yourself it's the right thing.
I think Elderberry pats you on the shoulder a little bit and says, "Well, I think a mistake I used to make when I was younger is thinking I always knew what the right answer to things were. So I don't have an answer for you exactly.
Well, there goes one of my hopes.
But I have heard the stories that somewhere around here there's a hole in the world. And if you wanted to get rid of something, it could be a good place to get rid of it."
I don't suppose you know where that is.
I don't know where it is, but I think if you look for it, you'd find it. It's supposed to
That
be a little
seems
more peaceful now that some things have transpired. Might be easier to find.
quite a lot of things, actually, I think. Might be worth taking a look.
I think it's good to hang on to some things if you want to hang on to them. But I think it's good to let things go, even if that means that you're not who you think you are anymore.
I don't think it's not being who I thought I was that worries me so much. I think it's not being anybody.
Hmm. I think I think you'll always be somebody, Rosemary.
I can hope. But I've tried a lot of things in my time, more things lately, and I've only ever been good at one thing. Helps to put it to good use.
I think that Elder Barry kind of peers over at the pond, seems to see something. They don't have a negative reaction to it, but I think it's almost like they're checking for something, looking at their own reflection, and they kind of nod, confirming that what they thought they would see, and they say, well, whoever you are and whoever you'll be and whoever you've been, I'm happy to see you, Rosemary. I'm happy to spend another candle feast with you. I don't know how many more I have left in me.
I know the feeling. I'm for what it's worth, I'm glad I'm here too.
Yeah, and I think she kind of opens her arms to give you a hug if you'll walk into it.
Gladly.
Yeah.
A moose hugging a little mouse.
If you give a mouse a moose hug,
Then you'll have to give them a pat on the head.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love this game.
it's so good. It's so sweet.
Let's never stop playing.
I have some bad news for you. This is the finale episode.
No.
If
Of
you're
season
watching,
one.
yeah, if you're watching and you want for us to never stop playing this game, get on Twitter, #Shall We Season 2. And if you
The studio wants to cancel us, but you the fans can save us.
if you get it trending, they'll have to give us a season 2.
Yeah, our producer's trying to get us canceled, actually. It's crazy.
The demand just isn't there.
And if you sponsor us, you get this free tote bag, maybe.
Yeah, if you give us $100, we'll give you a tote bag.
Yeah.
Do we have any callers on the line?
I think I can promise that. That seems doable.
We should make a tote bag.
Yeah.
I've got like 4 in my
Yeah.
car. I can give up some of them.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a custom
Oh.
Shall We tote bag. It's just gonna be one of Zay's tote bags.
It's just an extra. I
If
can
you
give
give
up
us
a couple.
$100, we'll give you one of Zay's tote bags.
That
Yeah, is that
Absolutely.
not what the plan was from the get-go?
that was my plan.
I was gonna make totes of the fuck wagon, so
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty
Those
good.
cost $200.
I want.
Mhm.
We're not
quality.
remotely. This is at no point should we have merch for this specific 3-episode thing. But by God, do I want it?
We will make a Steel Wagon tote bag. It will be not safe for work, so
Yeah.
So
the desirability on it will
or
be
safe
low.
to take out into the world.
Yeah,
Really?
not safe for farmers market.
No.
I'm obsessed with that now.
You take it to the library, you're getting kicked out.
Not safe for
100%.
farmers market.
Gonna make merch.
NSFM.
Yeah.
Safe for market.
What do we want to have happen next?
I don't know. I'm just gonna ascend into the heaven because I'm having a great time.
Ascend into the clouds.
Woo! I'm gonna go fuck a god.
Hey, some games they want you to kill gods. In our game, you gotta fuck them.
Kill god by fucking him.
It's the little death, the tiny death.
Yeah. Speaking of this, actually, and getting back into the game, I think that all the people who were in the fuck wagon, like, I think after days of this, are just kind of like, you know what? We all needed a little bit of a break. And they are helping out and being functioning members of this caravan instead of...
I mean, to be fair, they have been...
They did a great service.
Incredible service. Yeah, but I think you're right. There would have to be a break.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think both Isabel and Henry are just kind of like, yes, I'll help make soup, I think, and put on normal people clothes. I'll keep this blouse on all day.
I don't know why I kind of like that more.
Oh.
Doesn't happen very often. I think I'll put on my normal trousers even.
Oh. You know what? I might put on a cardigan.
I think I'll take off my chastity belt. Just wear regular underwear.
Did
anyone tell you you're allowed to do that?
What are the emos doing?
Oh,
I mean, building the stage, right?
Yeah,
I think Giuseppe has been helping build a stage for you two.
So cute.
Oh yeah, Steven, if you just put that board there. Oh, that's perfect. That's perpendicular. That's what you want for the support. And Wilfred, come here, help me with this one. And you know, you've used a hammer before. Go at it. And we're just like, we're building this thing together. Yeah, just like that. You're killing it.
Thanks, Giuseppe. You know, maybe if this, I mean, the music thing is going to work out. Like we're together, we're so good. But I mean, if it doesn't, this is kind of fun.
Listen, no plan Bs. You know, you never make it anywhere if you don't stick to what you love.
You are a terrible influence on these children.
Am I?
No, you're so good.
You know what? I'm a facilitator of dreams, baby. That's Giuseppe.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. No plan Bs. And
we're going to make it work.
Oh, we need that hammer, actually. We need to get that hammer.
Go get the hammer.
I just imagine
this stage is not built.
There's like a montage of the stage being built, and for some reason, the song that is in my mind is no, that would be good too. I was thinking, I think it's the theme song for Laverne and Shirley. It's like, give us any chance, we'll take it. Read us any rules, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true, doing it our way. That's like the song.
Freeze frame.
There's a freeze frame of like the stage is built.
Giuseppe's pretending to play the jug, and that's when Wilfred's make that face.
Good.
Giuseppe.
A lot of like arms crossed, leaning and shaking your head.
What a good sitcom.
Never seen it.
Amazing.
No, I mean the sitcom.
This one.
Yeah.
The two emos and Giuseppe.
Emo teens and their
again, these little emo animals are just the gift that keeps on giving. Like
it's good. It's really
we create. Good. We're so inspired by these characters.
Yeah, what's happening next?
So it's the day of Candle Feast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to just skip to it's happening? The feast is set. Everyone's sitting at the table. Mm-hmm. I'm picturing just a long wooden table. Mm-hmm. Everyone, there is accommodation to anybody of any size, shape, and means. There are like things lowered for people with shorter stature, things where you can sit and be at the same level and talk with everybody. Mm-hmm. I think it is a humbly decorated, but just elaborate, like candle, like so many candles of different like squatness and then just like pools of butter starting, and there's bread and there's soups and just like things of this season.
I think there are also like non-butter candles hanging from the ceiling.
Ooh, yeah.
So they're set up so that like the wax won't melt onto the food, but they're like suspended. A bunch of the younger, more spry animals have climbed up to the top earlier in the day to like hang these candles that are just like spaced along above the table.
There's got to be lots of pies of all different kinds. And I
And
think
pies of all sizes.
pies of all sizes. And it's part of it. The purpose of this feast is to like the things that won't last through the winter, like eating all of them, like the stuff that we have stored away, like things are pickled, things are preserved, but like this is the last of like the apples that are like not gonna last for much longer, or like different things like that, like the fresh foods that haven't been preserved. Obviously you can preserve like pretty much anything, but the stuff that's not is like being made into this like delicious feast of all these different foods and non-alcoholic drinks. Cider. Is there cider from Giuseppe?
I think this feast, Giuseppe offers the last of his cider that he has. And the rest of it's supplemented by what is there at the Abbey, because I'm sure they have their own, different drinks and stuff. I mean, monks made their own beer, so I'm sure that there's something that this Abbey has made. So Giuseppe offers what he has, and I don't know who's near me, right? Like right now.
It's up to you. You can get a token whenever you invite someone to sit with you. So if you're inviting someone, or if you just want to know, like, randomly.
Sure. Yeah, I'll invite Maisie to sit with me.
Yeah. Yeah, immediately I go and sit with you. I think I am still wearing the flannel that you gave me that I don't realize is like yours, like because you told me that you found it in like the lost and found. So I'm still wearing that, and I come and sit next to you. And I'm gonna spend a token to ask as I come to sit down, is there anything else you need, Giuseppe?
Oh, the only thing else I need is for you to sit down here next to me.
I can do that.
That's the last thing on my list. Here, hurry. The last of my cider is going around here, and want to make sure you get some.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the last there's gonna be for a while, huh? Maybe the next place we should go is try to find that orchard that you're always wanting to go to. Maybe after chill, we can do that.
Oh, sure. I mean, if it even exists, it's kind of pie in the sky, kind of a dream that it might. But maybe someday. When my other barrels of cider just absolutely decimated on the path when we were first heading here, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty distraught. I was in the moment, and I was, the thoughts of, what do I do? That was so much. It took so much to have all that. That's a ton of cider. Oh my gosh. The thoughts of, what do you do? And kind of like leans back a little bit, pats his legs, and is like, but I thought about it, and yet, there's always going to be another apple, always going to be time to make more cider. And there's another day to do that. And this just means that I get to do a thing I love, right? Go out and spread more apples and create things to share with folks. And I think that's good.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I'm sorry that you lost the cider. That's really I mean, I would be so upset if something that I worked on for that long was destroyed, but the world has plenty to offer, and maybe the next batch that you make is going to be the best batch you've ever made in your life.
That's what I'm saying, kiddo. I'm glad you're seeing it the way I do. It took me a hot minute, but you can always, the only thing you can do is keep going forward, huh? Oh boy. I want to ask, Taylor, do you think that when we were all catching each other up about like what was going on with the gods and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
do you think it was mentioned at all that like Maisie had been trying to get Rosemary to use her sword?
I think definitely. I think Maisie probably. I mean, she did at the end of it go like, we wanted to use the sword, but somebody wouldn't do it. And I think there were other little kind of things like that peppered in where Maisie was trying to not start a fight with Rosemary. But like I think definitely Giuseppe would have been able to tell like that was, something that was going
Yeah.
on.
I think she even said something like that when we were in the graveyard, like the first session too, like something along those lines.
Yeah.
Which maybe Giuseppe has overheard that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting there at this long table. Other people are around us having their conversations and stuff, but we're, in our little conversation here. I think Giuseppe's like, so, hey, I was kind of curious, because I know how Rosemary is about her blade there. How come you keep on trying to get her to use it?
Well, I understand that she thinks it would do more harm than good. But I was there for the revolution as well. I didn't fight in the front lines, but I saw what the military was doing, and I lost people too. And I don't think it was wrong to stand up against them, and I don't think it was wrong to use violence. And I think sometimes you have to. And even though Rosemary doesn't agree with me, and I understand that she doesn't agree with me, I still think she's wrong. I think sometimes you have to do things like that. I think sometimes you have to kill people to protect the things you care about.
I think his brow kind of furrows a little bit as he meditates on what you just said. I mean, I guess that answers the big question that I was going to ask you, which is there anything worth killing for?
Immediately, Maisie is nodding. I think there are things.
Yeah. You look up to Rosemary, right? You know what she's been through, what the things that she's seen.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think her answer is to that?
I know what her answer is to that because we've talked about it over and over and over again, that she just thinks that it's not worth it. You always hurt someone else, and you hurt the people you love as well, but I just don't think that's right. And I think I look up to Rosemary, and she knew at one point that she had to use her sword. And I think that version of Rosemary was right.
So you don't think from the things that she learned and the things that she saw that maybe there's a little bit, at least a little bit of truth in what she believes?
I think her feelings are true. I think she's seen things that were hard to see, but Giuseppe, I've never killed anybody, so I don't know what that's like. But I've been there when people have died. And if I could have stopped them from dying, if I had to kill someone to do it, I know that I would, and I don't think that's wrong. I just don't think that's wrong.
I think he's kind of just like, quietly listening to you and like puts a hand on your shoulder and is like, I sure hope you don't have to, kiddo. I think it does something to somebody. That's a thing that you can't take back.
Just because you can't take something back doesn't mean that it's not worth doing.
Well, I'm sorry to bring things down a little bit on Candle Feast. I was just...
I don't mind.
You know.
I don't mind a debate, Giuseppe. I'm happy to talk about this kind of stuff.
Oh, this wasn't. Oh gosh, definitely wasn't trying to debate with you or anything. I was just curious.
I have some literature that I can show you about, some stuff that I've read.
I'm a pacifist, so. But thank you. I do appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah, one of the things about Maisie's look is an impulse to argue. So I think Maisie has not argued with Rosemary as much because I think it's an argument that she and Rosemary have had many times, and it upsets Rosemary more than it upsets Maisie. But Maisie's happy to is not upset at all. Feels very intensely about this, but is not
Yeah,
sad.
yeah. I think the way that Giuseppe is talking to Maisie, it definitely wasn't meaning this was not a debate in his mind,
Yeah.
I think the way that he is looking at that is being Maisie is so young and I know she believes that what she feels is right, but hoping to be just take care of yourself, kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Maisie was feeling intense, but is kind of been invigorated by this conversation as she definitely viewed it as a friendly debate.
Your uncle at Thanksgiving just being well, I didn't mean to talk about politics and I would like some pie now.
Yeah, exactly. This is not at all based on how Maisie's not like me at all. I think I should get a token though, because I did speak my true feelings on a subject. And I think Maisie starts, when Giuseppe is talking about this or whatever, Maisie starts kind of has not eaten anything yet because she was so talking and stuff like that, so it takes a moment to start eating, and once she starts, it's just oh, everything is so good, and it's just completely distracted by that. Very good.
Who's Rosemary sitting next to during the feast?
Well, actually, I was gonna ask, where's Enki at? I'm curious what Enki is up to.
I think I might actually be more around the kids table or younger table. I think it was twofold of just being kind of teachery, but then also I think there's some kids who are come sit with us, but also I feel the adult table, the more other table, because there's so many people there, was just a little bit full, and so they were just okay. I think right now they're kind of doing two things where some kids are talking about one thing, some kids are talking about another. So I think you'll see them kind of switching back and forth between being to one of them, it's it's pronounced, this, and teaching them a forgotten word and trying to teach some of the kids that. And then some of the other kids, I kind of go into a conspiratorial whisper, and I'm yes, and this is one of the ways that you can do little things. So if you use the library, that actually helps. There's a lot of books in there that'll help you understand a lot of different politics and stuff. It's really important to know things.
Politics.
Knowledge is power.
Politics.
I think the kids were
boring.
I think these kids were some kids were kind of into it, because it's more of they're trying to be
politics.
Yeah. Well, I think the question was more of like, I'm talking about like how to be like, what am I trying to say here? I'm going to slow down because I do that where I talk too much and then I need to actually, but I'm trying to teach like radical and rebellious politics. So I think some of the kids who are like a little bit of troublemakers are like not very happy with the status quo. It's like, yeah, but what is the most important thing about our community and about our politics? Do you know?
No kings.
No kings.
No masters.
No masters. But should we be kind to each other?
No.
Sometimes?
All the time. Why rebel if it's not helping us? Why fight? I mean, arguably, if something was the same way, you could theoretically rise up and maybe you're just thinking about yourself and that's all you want. But what about your friends who can't get there either? Don't we need to take care of them too?
But what if they're mean to you?
Yeah.
If they're mean to you, that's on them.
Yeah, that's on them.
That's their fault. And you know what? They're probably going to grow up and they're probably going to realize, oh, that was bad. Yes.
I kind of want to rebel against you trying to teach us while I'm trying to eat this pie.
That's fair. Thank you for telling me. And I'm going to turn back and just keep working with the kids that are like kind of into like the new language. I think what's more happening is that I'm being asked questions. I'm not being like, you're going to all learn during dinner. But it's like, I'm legitimately like, entertaining their questions. Yeah. And so I'm just like, that's fair. And I understand. You keep eating. And I turn back and, talk to different kids. Because I'm like,
my little kid turns to Taylor's little kid and I was like, I'm going to rebel against you. Because it's like, what you're saying, rebel, rise up, nebulous concepts to this small of a child.
Yeah.
I'm rebelling against you right now.
Okay, well, I'm rebelling against you right now. And actually, I think
I did it first.
Well, I think I'm going to listen to the teacher because I think if I can learn how to rebel, then I can be in charge of you.
Not if I rebel against you being in charge of me.
I rebel against you rebelling against me being in charge of you.
I rebel against your face.
Well, you're just little and you don't know anything, so
the best rebels are little and don't need to know anything to rebel. You don't need to know anything to rebel.
This is a conversation for big kids, okay? This is a conversation for big kids who understand words like monarchy.
I turn and look at your character, Taylor, and say, do you know what a monarchy is?
A monarchy?
I know what a monarchy is.
A monarchy is when there's a king and a queen.
Who love each other very much.
Very much.
And they have a prince
and then they make
princess.
A prince.
One prince and one princess.
Uh-huh.
And there's an
that's
evil duke that's in love with the queen. And then they make a bastard.
That's what my mom said.
I'm all right. You know what? You guys know your stuff. Well, I guess if you think you're too good for my knowledge, that's fine.
No, I said the last thing I said is that I wanted to learn. I said I wanted to learn. I want to rebel against them.
Yeah, teach us how to rebel.
Oh, well. And I think Enki goes on like quite a bit of just being like, well, and do you think this is a good thing? This is how I talk to kids at work. And it's like, well, if this happened and then this happened and people are being treated really mean by the person in charge, do you think you should just let them do that?
No.
And that is one of the times that you rebel. Sometimes, we want to rebel against smaller things. Sometimes our moms and dads will be like, do this. And we're like, no, we're rebelling. But do you think maybe your mom and dad have a reason why they ask you to do those things?
No.
They do. They do often. And you know what you can do? You can say, why? Why would you like me to do that? And if you don't like it, you can say, well, that doesn't seem very fun for me, and I'd rather do something else.
We can question.
So it's important to help, but you can question authority.
Question authority.
Question authority.
I like that.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can and should question authority.
Enki has made all of these parents so upset with just
Oh,
the
yeah,
whys that are happening for the rest of
I
the
think the
evening.
parents-
I'm rebelling against you.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do dishes. That doesn't sound fun for me.
I don't want to eat peas. I rebel against peas.
You're being
Yeah.
mean and hurting me and my friends when you tell us to stop eating pie.
We're gonna be rebels and overthrow you.
We're being oppressed.
I think I'm not noticing because once I'm kind of done talking to the kids and they've gone off to do different things, I'm just pulling out a book.
The glares you're getting. The glares you are getting.
You know, the soup is actually really nice. And I've really done good here.
I think there are the parents are mad. I think there's some like grandparents and other elders who start like kind of chuckling and telling stories from like when they were kids, because that's one of the things that like is one of the traditions that happens here, is like tales from like ancient times and stories. As that kind of transitions into like people being like, oh yes, when I was I can do this. When I was a child, we had the old king, and he told us that we had to, you know, I can't think of any stupid rules. He told us, the only thing that I can think of is how, what was it called when kings could, like, if someone was getting married, they could go fuck the wife first? That's the only rule that I can think of right now.
Excellent. Not appropriate. I love it.
Oh my
Great one
god.
to talk about
There's a
with the
name.
children
What is
around.
that called?
Like-
Prima Nocta or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So when
Yeah.
I was a kid, the king could come and kiss the brides. And we stood up and we said, no more kissing our brides.
Yeah, kissing's gross.
And that's why we did it.
I think like Enki's staying in the book, but they realize that stories are being told, and so they're gonna like pivot and like listen to like the stories and stuff, and maybe even like write some of them down. But that's gonna be coincidentally around the time that everyone kind of forgets that Enki kind of started a few child's rebellions and have settled down. So they're just oblivious until it suits them.
I think Rosemary sits down next to Enki.
Rosemary,
Enki.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm well. How's your candle feast going?
Oh, great. I had some kids really interested in what I had to say. They're a little bit younger than I usually teach, but I think it went well.
I saw. I think we'll see some interesting changes around here.
One can hope.
One could. This place has been, I don't like to say stagnant, but it's not been a lot of change since I was last here. It's always good
It
to
must be
shake
very
things up.
unsettling.
A little. It's different now. You know, it ages, but so much of it's familiar. I hear you've been in the library quite a bit.
Oh, yes, as I am wont to do.
Find anything of note? Anything interesting?
I did read a little bit more about the queen that was kissed earlier today.
Right. How we're talking about it.
Yes, yeah. So interesting. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting how deeply certain things affect us to the point of, the anger and the rage and the loneliness that she felt just was so powerful that, that's here we are. And it takes a lot of choice to give that up, and not everyone's able to do it. And I see little Maisie over there, and she was a part of the war, and which is incredibly honorable, as honorable as war can be, I suppose. But not being able to see all the violence, I think it's interesting. So I've just been, contemplating how things affect us differently.
You've not talked much about it. Were you around for the rebellion?
I was around. I was mostly in my little ivory tower at my university, and thankfully, war didn't really affect us much. We had people patrolling and making sure everything was safe, and of course, but nothing happened to us. We saw no deaths, though. Well, that's not entirely true. What we saw was the emptiness of the hallways of my brethren that went and fought, and the young men who never came back. And I was already a teacher by this point, of course, and it was very hard of teaching these brilliant men, these brilliant women, these brilliant people. Just they were all so incredible, and it was such a blessing to teach them. And and they just, some of them just never came back, and I never got to teach them anything else. And one thing I realized was there is more to life than teaching. And I also realized that a lot of what I focused on when this happened, and even now, it's how sad that these people couldn't learn anymore. It's like they're missed in so many ways, and life is not just about academia. It's about truly living, and that's a big part of why I left the school, was just coming to terms with the fact that my worldview was very shallow, and I realized that's not how I wanted to be. So I'm very lucky that I wasn't involved in the war. I'm lucky that the death didn't affect me in the way that it affected many others, but it was hard. And I think about many of these ghosts often of previous students. I wish I had been able to talk them out of it.
I wish you had as well. It's good to see you out, though. As you said, the war, we're never as safe from it as we think we are. It touches us all. But you're right. It's good to be out and living. It's good work, what you do. Teaching.
I enjoy it.
I'm glad you've got more patience than I.
These little ones are a little young, as I mentioned, but and I may have stoked some fires that may not have been meant to grow so big so soon, but we will see. And also, quite frankly, we're leaving.
In the background, you hear like, "Off with your head!" Guillotine!
I think Enki does hear it, but is pretending not to.
Some lessons, it's good to get them out of the way early, perhaps. We can hope.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah. Sowing the seeds, and soon we'll have a whole orchard, as I'm sure our friend Giuseppe would love.
Aye. It's good. It's good work. But as you said, it's important to keep living, even as you teach.
Absolutely. And I also realized that the people who got to come to me to learn were lucky in that they were able to do that. And I've learned so much just from teaching people who live out in everyday life and just live and aren't separate from everything like I was. So, no, I've deeply enjoyed this, even though, quite frankly, it was absolutely terrifying that you got just lifted into space, sucked off into the sky. It was terrifying.
I can't say I enjoyed it myself.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying.
Melanie
I don't know
falls
about you, but I don't talk to gods very often, and I
No.
certainly don't get threatened by them.
See, I talk to small gods, and I know you do as well, but they are very different than starting hailstorms. I got some pretty bad bruises, and I lift up my arms, and you just see my feathers. You can't see any bruises.
Oh, ouch. It was quite the storm. Yes, the small gods don't do that, and they don't ask you to kill another god and threaten to kill you if you don't.
Well, I have had that happen, but it's very different when it's the god of dust bunnies asking you to smite the god of cleaning, because you can just say no. Oh gosh,
we're here now.
we are, and you're enjoying your candle feast.
More than I thought I would.
That's very good to hear. I haven't been back to my university since I left, and quite frankly don't want to. It might be too difficult. So I imagine all of the feelings that this is dredging up would not be the easiest, and I do not envy you having to deal with that. As you know, emotions are for characters in books and not for I.
That's a bomb to drop.
Now I can feel them, but I don't enjoy them.
I think at that, you saying that, and I'm assuming Rosemary giving a concerns look.
Quite the best way to approach it.
Oh, probably not. Most assuredly, not very healthy.
Interrupted by the clinking of a glass, and you see Giuseppe at the end of the table being like, "A happy candle feast, everyone." So there's a super special treat for y'all this evening, and it is our very own Stephen and Wilfred are putting on a wonderful candle night's feast. Let's give them a hand, everyone, and just like as we turn to the stage that is not too far from where the table is set up. Knock them dead.
Hi everyone. I'm Wilfred.
I'm Steven.
And we're gonna perform for you here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine this is a moonshine jug.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You broke my heart. My heart is broken.
Woo! You hear the clopping of what sound like tiny hooves tearing it up in front of the stage. At which point, I think Giuseppe, is going to turn to the person next to them and sees a little crow with a little paper golden crown on their head, because it turns out it's their birthday, also on Candle's Feast. And goes to offer hand and sees that maybe they want to sit there, and then turns to the next person and pulls maybe one of the doe
Can I interject
parents.
someone that they pull in for the dance?
Yes.
It's a horse that you've never seen before.
Oh, I was having the ghost horse like already be there.
Well then
this could, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you turn to the horse who was already dancing.
Yeah, we start dancing together.
Mm.
Oh, you're cold to the touch. Ooh.
What do you mean?
I guess I mean you're cold to the touch.
This is my kind of music.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just discordant guitar and jug.
People are still having such a good time, though. I think as you guys are doing that, I think somebody who plays drums realizes that like that needs to happen. So someone like
It's a third emo team.
it's a little bat. It's a little bat that has their hair.
Their ear.
They
Yes.
they became emo.
They just
because
fold one ear down.
Can we
Yeah.
get like a montage of like them like a little bat with their ears up and them like kind of watching your like practices, and then today is the first day that they're like actually emo, and so they
Yes.
get down.
I want that for sure. I definitely want our weasel kids dancing and being like trying to slick their hair down because they think that you two are very cool.
And it just keeps popping back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I suggest a name for the bat?
Yes, of course.
Bartholomew.
Good.
Stephen Winifred and Bartholomew.
Bartholomew starts like kind of like
And now I'm gonna
singing.
kick it, sir. A 2, 3, 4. The emu's mom is like, that's my kid. That's my kid.
Mom, stop. It's clear they're happy that their mom's their mom's supporting them. But he's just like, Mom, God.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
What a baby.
You're not a baby, honey, but you'll always be my baby.
They call me a baby. But I'm
This
15.
one's about me.
But I'm 15.
I wish they respected me as a teen.
Rhyming teen with teen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not your good poetry.
Why? Give them a break. I think Rosemary goes up and finds Elder Gooseberry and reaches up a hand of a paw and shall we?
Yeah, I think it doesn't say anything, but just puts like their hand in yours and joins you.
Rosemary will lead them up to the front and just, I think between the two of them, it's just sort of swaying back and forth.
Try not to hurt your
Can't
knees.
really handle a whole lot more anymore.
You're telling me this, but it's nice to see the youngsters finding a voice for themselves. Kind of reminds me of someone.
I don't know anyone young around here.
maybe if you would have started a band.
Perhaps that wasn't my path, but maybe it's theirs.
I think Elder Gooseberry takes out, oh, what instrument? Maybe a little harmonica. And starts like playing harmonica along with the band. Not super loudly, but just like kind of like to herself. And doing like a little bit of a like shimmy.
Well, folks, is that all the things that we want to hit in this feast?
I think that's it.
I think that's what we pull away from.
Yeah, I think we pull up
Mm.
and out of this scene of lights and food and merriment up into a gray but calmer sky as it then looks out to where the road goes next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And that was, shall we, season 1, our Wander Home limited series. We're gonna be back again for season 2 if people get the hashtag trending.
And only if.
Only if shall we season 2 hashtag.
I'm nervous. I have a bad feeling.
Oh, I don't.
I
I have trust that our fans will make this happen.
respect-
Our legions of
copious-
fans.
I respect
Yeah.
the voice of the people.
Legions.
And if you donate $100, you can get one of Zay's tote bags. If you donate $200, you can get a explicit tote bag that is not safe for market.
Yep.
That's
Barely safe for your own home.
Barely. Just. Your
Gotta
mom
keep
might
that
not
one
like
in the
it.
yeah.
closet.
You want
Yeah.
to hide it away. You want to keep it under your bed.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Spicy.
know what? We should make a body pillow. Isabel.
Ooh.
Isabel's body pillow.
Yes. Correct.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
I like that idea.
God, the way that I wish I was like a visual artist so
I
that I could
know.
do something like that. If
A
I could
can't
draw,
draw.
but I cannot.
The amount of times I've watched the clip, Taylor, of you saying a gorgeous leg, I'm just like, yeah, incredible.
Just like Bugs Bunny.
Gorgeous.
Just like that.
Is there anything hotter than Bugs Bunny dressed up like a woman? I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
I don't think there is.
I mean, quite
Awooga,
frankly, Lola Bunny
you know?
is Space Jam.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my.
Yeah.
Anyway, great time.
Let's go around and everyone can talk about other stuff they have going on, where people can find you, etc., etc. And this time we'll start with Zay.
Yeah, once again, I've been Zay. You're welcome. I play RPGs, a lot of RPGs. You can find me streaming here occasionally. I also write some. You can find those on my itch page at wildjblue.itch.io. I don't think I got that URL right, but it's close enough. You can find me there. It's in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat. And I think wildjblue.itch.io, I think that's right. Unless I also
Yeah.
have
Look
it
at that.
wrong. Unless anyone clicks on that link and goes to a random place.
If it does, track me down.
It took me to a
Challenge.
white page that says Zay and then has all your games on the side. But the main thing that you see is just Zay, and I really like it. No
I
notes.
do like that actually.
Yeah.
It feels good. Yeah, you can find me there. I have some games. You just missed out on a sale for the last Itch Creator Day, but honestly, I don't charge a whole lot for my games. A couple of them are free. You can go up there and find them. Honestly, I think if you like this and you like Wander Home, you might like You Can't Go Back Again, which is my sad, weird fantasy game that I made.
Yeah,
Absolutely recommend.
agree.
Yeah, it's
very good.
incredible. Yeah.
Who's next? Mila. It's your turn.
Hello, I'm Mila. I do things. I stream here on Twitch. I've been planning on streaming for 2 weeks now, but my capture card is somewhere.
Oh no.
So once I find the relatively expensive device that I need, I will be streaming again. And quite frankly, it probably will be Kingdom Hearts again. Not all the way from the beginning. We're not doing all of that, but you know,
you know the
wild.
way that you
I
can
would,
guarantee
though.
that you'll
The thing
find
is,
it
I
is if
would.
you buy another one, then the one that you have will show up.
You're correct. I don't have the money to try that, to
I
test the
understand.
universe in that way. Yeah, I wish. But yeah, I plan on streaming. I'm over on Twitter, which, you know, it's Twitter. Heck you, Elon Musk. Heck you. I won't call it X again. Yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. Anyway, I'll be streaming. I had a lot of fun here. You should go buy Zay's games. Melanie, take it away.
Hello. I've been and will probably continue to be Melanie Andrews. Things I'd recommend. Speaking of Elon Musk, there's a new interview that he did recently that made me physically shake laughing, where he thought he'd get a big laugh when said go fuck yourself, and no one laughed, and he said it again a couple times. Oh my god, it's so good. I highly recommend it.
So bad.
Oh my god.
So Melanie's plug is for going to
I was in bed watching it, be like I couldn't believe what was happening. You
thought it was so funny because Elon is so funny, right?
Yeah, I was like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. he in it. This is gonna be a part of my lexicon forever now. He was like, tell it to Earth. Tell it to Earth.
Tell it to Earth.
It's so fucking funny.
So that's what Melanie.
I too.
No, that's not what I'm plugging. What I'm plugging is in the coming year, my partner and I will be putting out the podcast we've been working on, Get Ritchie or Guy Trying, in which we watch all of Guy Ritchie movies and become the utmost experts on what it means to make a Guy Ritchie movie. Currently, we are getting, we've commissioned our podcast theme song from Taylor's brother Alex, and it fucking slaps.
I was gonna say I got to hear it at Thanksgiving.
You did?
I was like, this is really good. So I was gonna ask if you heard it yet.
You've heard it Tuesday?
Yeah, Zay was there too.
Oh my god. Oh my
I would like to know who is holding the gun to your head and making you watch all the Guy Ritchie movies.
Here's what happened. Mila.
You know, you can just put it down.
Listen, I know. I have a brain that
Okay, sorry.
I have a brain that thought the phrase "get Ritchie or Guy Trying" and was like, "Well, fuck."
You really only have one option at that point.
Yeah,
Sure.
I had to do it. And now we're talking about doing future podcasts with other directors.
Yes.
Which we were talking about the M. Night Shyamalan one being M. Night Watch Along. It's not as good as Get Ritchie or Guy Trying, but
no, but it's still pretty.
It's something.
It's solid, I think.
It's something.
You have inspired Oleg and I to watch different directors' films, because I realize I've only seen. This is not necessary for on stream, I'm realizing, but I'm going to continue.
You know what? We're here.
I've only seen one Ridley Scott movie that I have not fallen asleep during.
Oh.
I fell asleep during Gladiator, and I fell asleep during Prometheus, and I watched Aliens, not Alien. I think I actually did fall asleep during Aliens, but it's not a him movie, so that's irrelevant.
I wonder what it is about the movies that is sleeping. Like, is it specifically something from the movie, or is it just like?
I find them so boring that I fall asleep.
Simple explanation.
Asked and answered.
It was when I was younger, and we were in a group of people, and so I couldn't just play video games or anything because I didn't have a Switch at the time. I had a DS, but I didn't bring it with me, and that was my fatal mistake. And so fell asleep. Also, Gladiator is so historically bad that that the classics person who was like working on it and being like, this is how you have historical accuracy, requested their name to be removed.
Oh man.
Oof.
Be from the credits because it was so that I hate that. Though I will defend Ridley Scott in saying that while Napoleon shooting at the pyramids is not historically accurate, I get why he had 10 seconds to say that France was waging a war in Egypt. I get where his mindset was, okay? Anyway, I have a podcast called Get Ridley or Scott Trying.
Yeah. I
Please.
like that. That's really good.
You know what? That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Yeah.
You have to.
Boy.
Melanie, is that the end of your plug?
Yeah. Hang out with your friends. Tell them that you love them because you probably think they know it, but it's still nice to hear, and you should say it. Okay, goodbye.
Hang on. I still.
No, I'm rebelling. I'm rebelling, actually. And I'm gonna overthrowing the podcast.
I don't have that much to say. I'm Taylor. You can find me online at Roll for Felicity, most places if you're still even watching right now.
Who would leave
I
this?
think I will not be streaming at all in December on my channel. But I am going to be on a couple of other channels. I'm going to be on Girls Run These Worlds with a Christmas stream. I forgot the date of it. Whatever. I'll post it on Twitter and stuff like that. And I'm also going to be playing Die on the Lost Caravan, which I also don't remember off the top of my head the date. This is very ominous while I'm
just realizing we won't be able to do this again.
That's true. Yeah, it won't make sense anymore. But I am going to be coming back really big in January. Part of the reason why I haven't been streaming as much is because I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes, including some of the bot stuff that you've already seen me doing for this stream. And I'm hoping to come back with more Witcher, although I might just skip to the third game instead of continuing to play the first one, which has been a little bit of a torturous experience. And I also think I'm going to be doing some tabletop related stuff that's not one-shots. For example, like a Reddit, like stories, some like Reddit stories streams that are kind of like, am I the asshole kind of stuff. And probably more game prep streams because I haven't done those in a while because I haven't needed to, but I think I will need to. So I'm gonna be a little bit more active starting in January, but that's pretty much everything that I have to talk about. Now we can all say goodbye to the stream and goodbye to the YouTube pod.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to the stream.
Bye.